For me, there was zero question about which team I would be rooting for in Freddy vs. Jason. This is obviously the 2003 film directed by Ronny Yu, and obviously it stars our fantastic characters Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund, and Jason Voorhees, Ken Kirzinger. And I am a very, very big Freddy Krueger fan. I love all of the Elm Street films. When it comes to Friday the 13th, I am certainly interested in them, but if they suddenly disappeared from life, I wouldn't be that disheartened. Whereas if Freddy Krueger vanished, I would feel a hole in my heart. So for me, I absolutely wanted Freddy to win. I'm not going to say what happens in this film too much. I don't want to spoil anything. Certainly, I'm not going to tell you the outcome of this fight. But I think the concept is amazing. Basically, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees are both on Elm Street. And being a Freddy Krueger fan, I liked that. I liked that it's centered around this location that I'm familiar with and have a fond connection to. And to begin with, it seems like Jason's going to be a really good aid for Freddy in helping him to basically just wipe out Elm Street. And things don't necessarily go to plan when it becomes apparent that Jason is not just going to help wipe out the people of Elm Street. Freddy Krueger may also become one of his victims. But then Freddy Krueger may overthrow him and Jason Voorhees may become another victim of Krueger. It's really good fun. It is fantastic. It's not as scary as any of the other Elm Street films, at least for me personally. I think because there's this, I guess, very obvious powerful threat against Freddy, there's kind of this sense that I guess the sense that when it's Freddy Krueger that I'm scared of, there's something that may come and take that fear away. I'm not really scared of Jason Voorhees. I don't know, I mean, I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley, but I'm not as intimidated by him, whereas Krueger is eerie and creepy and, I love to be scared by him. I think the development of the narrative is good. It's not the most juicy narrative, it's not the most in-depth or elaborate or well-developed, but there's enough there to carry it forward. But ultimately, everybody's watching this thinking, who's going to win? Who will be the ultimate? And I'd love to see more films like this. I'd love to see Chucky versus Annabelle and, I don't know, Pennywise versus Michael Myers. I'm pretty sure Pennywise would win that one, but I just love this. I kind of, when I watch this, I feel like it's what Marvel fans feel like when they're watching Marvel superheroes battle it out. I'm not a Marvel fan. Don't dislike Marvel, I'm just not a big fan. This is great. It's so good fun. It is fun. It is creepy. It is eerie. But there's the element of fun when you're rooting for your team, and if you're watching it with a friend who's on the other team, you're loggerheads. It's great. So while it's not the best Elm Street film, it's certainly the most fun and engaging and unpredictable. Because with all of the Elm Street films, you kind of know at least what the ending will be if you don't know how it's going to get there. But with this, no clue at all. But it's brilliant. Absolutely love it. I'd say make sure, well, I haven't seen every single Friday the 13th film, so I was going to say make sure you watch all of the Elm Street films and then watch this, but then I haven't seen all of the Friday the 13th films, so maybe I should have really watched all of those first. So I don't know really. I'd say just, as long as you're familiar with both characters, you've got a rough idea about their backgrounds, then I think you should be fine. But definitely, it's not one to watch first before you watch any of the Elm Street or Friday the 13th films. But when you get around to it, you will love it. It's such good fun. Absolutely brilliant.